In 2024, I made a set of photo essays for the website Forgotten New York, founded back in 1997 by Kevin Walsh, originally of Brooklyn and later Queens, who is also a tour guide and published author. I contributed to the website. And here are some examples of the work that I've done. In 2024, I began the year with a photo essay on Jacob Riis Park, a unit of the National Park Service located near the tip of the Rockaway Peninsula that was originally a city park. Going back to the year 1912 to its final design in the 1930s, you can see how the amount of green space used to be ample, but then with each redesign, it shrunk, while the parking spaces have expanded, leading to today's airport-sized parking field and mostly beach space, but not so much greenery in Jacob Riis Park, where I also talk about its namesake and the street clock that used to be in Brooklyn but now faces the ocean. The next essay after that was Bronx Deco, documenting a set of Art Deco-style apartment buildings located between the Cross Bronx Expressway and Crotona Park, so far away from the Grand Concourse that's best known for the Art Deco architecture in the borough. The essay also mentions a post-millennial apartment building that continues the Art Deco tradition in the Bronx. Also in the Bronx, where Bruckner Boulevard begins, in the neighborhood of Mott Haven, touching the 3rd Avenue Bridge, you can see here the factories turn into apartments where pianos were once made. Now there are bars and places to go out, including an independent bookstore and lots of Puerto Rican culture in this corner of the borough. Also not far from there, going a few blocks to the north, Hostos Community College, part of the CUNY City University system, where I go to the rooftop of the tallest apartment building on the Grand Concourse with views looking downtown, a Beaux Arts lion decoration from a public school that stood on this site that was landmarked but unfortunately neglected, which then had its landmarking removed and was then demolished. I talk about the namesake Eugenio Maria de Hostos, a Puerto Rican nationalist, an important figure to the local community, and the Bronx Walk of Fame. Little signs along the Grand Concourse. This example is Dion DiMucci, a doo-wop singer. Prospect Park's Hidden Arch talks about an arch hidden underneath the East Drive of Prospect Park. I thought this was a stream or perhaps a carriage drive. It's not in use today, but it intrigues me enough to put it on Forgotten New York. Union Court was a little dead-end street located off of University Place, just south of Union Square near the East Village between 11th and 12th Streets. The only traces of Union Court today are on the outline of the building on the corner of 12th Street and University Place, and some of the property lines when looking from above. And those property lines predate the Manhattan street grid. On this block is also a former elementary school from the 19th century that is now used by the NYPD for the Police Athletic League offices. Secrets of the Triborough. I will not call it the RFK Bridge. I will call it the Triborough Bridge, built in 1936, where I talk about the public artworks underneath the bridge as ramps. The official symbol of Queens. It's not the Unisphere globe, but the Dutch tulip and the English rose and the wampum belt around it for the native Dutch and English history, the Art Deco-style pylons at the entrance, and the forgotten south walkway of the bridge, which was removed in 2024. Truro Times Square. So many people who are lucky enough to work in Midtown get great views of the city. And here is the office view from the headquarters of Truro University, previously known as Truro College, where I teach part-time as an adjunct. From the windows of this building, I see a sculpture for a Harry Potter musical. I see an old hotel that's not in use, the Amsterdam Theater, the former Paramount offices, and the past of the building site, what used to be there, and hints of it being redesigned today, as well as unrealized plans for Times Square. Malt Drive is a privately owned street at the tip of Long Island City at Hunters Point, where the street signs are different from New York City and the park signs as well. It's privately owned but open to the public, and I talk about its industrial past and the unrealized plan for the 2012 Olympics in New York City. This would have been the Olympic Village, but it was not to be. Union Field Cemetery is towards the end of the year. When I had to attend a funeral for a friend's mother, I wandered around the cemetery to find the first and last chief rabbi of New York, a couple of Jewish politicians, a few more rabbis, some very intricate gravestones, and the Gothic-style building at the Union Field Cemetery on the Brooklyn-Queens border. And I finished off the year with Eldridge Street on the Lower East Side, where the Timothée Chalamet movie Marty Supreme was being filmed, and the movie set was designed to bring the street back to the 1950s by looking at old photos and remaking them, covering up a Chinese Hispanic grocery and making it Jewish again, at least for a couple of hours, before making the Lower East Side back to 2024. So these were the essays of the year 2024 on Forgotten New York, which were then followed by an even more productive year, which will soon be summarized in a forthcoming video. My experience in telling the story of New York includes my time as a student at City College, the oldest public college in New York City, and I paid my way through college working on the Gray Line double-decker buses, a unionized job. I also worked for the city council for a time, that's the flag of New York City, followed police cars and ambulances as a part-timer on the New York Post and the Daily News, which is a proud moment for me, working for these two great newspapers, which then led to me writing a book, teaching at Touro College, and writing for a Queens-based Jewish newspaper. So I hope to continue using this experience to continue telling the story of New York City. And if there's a building or neighborhood you'd like to know more about, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a video or a photo essay on it. Thank you very much.